Hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly sleep clinic. It's really good to be here because we want to help people sleep, want to help people rest, want to help people relax so that they can function better during the day and increase well-being. So I'm really excited because we've got Ildiko here, and she's a really excellent person helping people streamline their businesses, save time, process it in so that we can make sure that we can do things quicker and faster and hopefully have more time to rest and sleep. So please carry on with your talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. And thank you, Yewande, for me to have this opportunity to present and be at your clinic. And I'm going to talk about a few time management tips and productivity tips as well, because I believe this is a very important topic related to sleep management as well. I'm sure that we all experience like so many times we say like, oh, we are too busy, we don't have time to sleep, or I'm going to finish this, and then I go to sleep to bed in the evening, or I have to wake up earlier in the morning to prepare for this and that. So I feel like sometimes we sacrifice our sleeping because we feel overwhelmed by our very, very long to-do list. It could be, work or business related or personal related as well, and actually both of them, at the same time. So I think there are a lot of things in our mind in general on a daily basis which doesn't let us sleep as peacefully as we wish or as we actually need. So basically, I think it's very important to be as productive as possible during the day for us to be able to rest our mind in the evening, knowing that everything is under control during the day. Anything that needs to be done, it will be completed at some point. And with this one, I would like to give you a few tips and help how you can manage your day maybe a bit easier during the day. So now the one of the first time management tips that I want to talk about is it's called 2 minutes rule. And actually, I say it 5 minutes rule because 2 minutes is just very, very short. So basically, this rule says that if the task takes you less than 2 or 5 minutes, just do it straight away. So actually, there's no point in adding it to the endless to-do list that we already have. We just deal with it quickly and immediately, and it won't sit in our mental space as well for later completion. Because if you still need to deal with it later today, it just adds on it adds pressure on it as well because you already have other things to deal with. So if it just for example, a quick email to respond or doctor's appointment to book or just clean a mirror in your bathroom, just do it without leaving it undone for long time. So don't spend time and energy keeping it in your mind. Now the next one is time blocking. I'm sure most of you heard about it. It's a very powerful time management tips. Is because knowing there is a designated time that you are going to finish any task or do any task that you need to deal with at some point. It actually boosts your motivation and keeps you on track to meet any deadlines. And of course, it gives you flexibility because you can adjust those kind of like designated blocks that you set up in your calendar anytime. So if any emergency comes up or you have more important things to deal with, then you can do that. So it's not like setting tones, but actually seeing those blocks in your calendar, it helps you to focus on the task more, helps you to actually so it gives you kind of like a less opportunity for context switching because you just know that the next 30 minutes I'm going to focus on this or that. And it's really good for someone who struggles to focus on one task and get them over the finish line. So those blocks could be as short as 15 minutes or could be 30 minutes, 1 hour. It doesn't really matter. Whatever works for you and whatever you want to finish during those periods. So could be 30 minutes for checking your emails, 1 hour for hitting the gym, 1 hour batch cooking, or anything really is the main thing is that you set up like a designated time in your calendar for this. Now the next one is a very popular time management method. Is called Pomodoro technique. I'm going to share a link in the chat a bit later, because basically what this method does is alternate focused work sessions with frequent short breaks, and is preventing burnout, because you know that you have 25 minutes to focusing on one task, and then you are going to have necessary breaks as well after that. So basically, you pick a task, whatever you want to work on, and then you work on it for 25 minutes. But it's important to set the timer for 25 minutes, actually, because you are going to hear that, that clicking noise when it finishes, and then you can take your 5 minutes break. So the link that I'm going to share with you is actually is a live um, timer that's going to count the time for you. And then there are some very nice and soothing chord music at the background as well. The next one that I want to talk about is planning. This is a game changer for me so far, basically, because for planning, I know that what is going to be done for the week and for the day, and then therefore I know that how I will progress with anything that I need to. So how I do this usually. So basically I create a weekly sheet. It could be just a pen and paper if it works for you. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. So pen and paper works perfectly fine, or you can have your Excel sheet on the computer. It doesn't really matter. As long as you have the 7 days, of course. And then the end of each week, you write down what needs to happen the following week. So I encourage you to create three different lists. So the first one is the most urgent tasks that must happen in that week or is already in your calendar. Because, for example, if you have any booked doctor's appointment, you most likely don't want to mess with it, right? So it's already in the calendar. It has to happen that week because it's important. But also anything work related or just paying the bills, you know that it must happen that week. Otherwise, it could cause some issue further along the line. And the second list could be anything related, like anything important that still has to happen that week. For example, doing your weekly shopping or attending the sleep clinic, for example, as today, or doing your laundry, cooking, booking again, like further, future doctor's appointment. So anything that usually you do on a weekly basis, but it doesn't happen, then is not as a big issue than with the previous urgent task list. And the third list is any other commitments that it would be nice to do this week if you can fit it. For example, planning your holiday in July is probably not the priority for this week if you cannot fit it. If you still have time, go for it. You can still make progresses. But if not, don't beat yourself up because it doesn't happen this week. And then once you have your three different lists, get your weekly empty sheet and allocate these tasks for each week periodically spread, during the week. So start with the urgent one because it must happen, and then follow with the important list. And then anything else, if you still have time, you can start on with the less important list, basically. So then you with this one is help you visually as well, seeing that you are going to have time for anything that needs to happen that week. And then you would know like, oh, okay, I can go to sleep now because this is the things that I need to deal with tomorrow, right? So once you know that you did everything for the day, it hopefully will help you rest your mind as well, because you know that you are not behind on of anything. Now the next one is also a very powerful tool is outsourcing and delegation. I know that sometimes we think like, oh, I can do everything by myself, but even if we can, we don't have to, right? So once you have your previous list, actually you can highlight things on the list that you like doing, or only you can do certain tasks. And then you highlight on the list the things that you don't like doing it, or you don't need to do it yourself. And these are the things that can be outsourced to a coworker, your partner, your kids, neighbor, friend, virtual assistant, doesn't really matter. But if you can, save a few hours a week, then it would help you as well. Just put your mind at ease, knowing that those things will be done at some point, but not by you. Yeah, so it takes the pressure away as well, a little bit, and give you more time to focus on other things as well that might be more important for you. Um, Now there are a lot of time management tools out there that can save time and make you more productive. Could be time trackers that you can use, productivity apps, task managers, project management tools as well. What I encourage you to do, find the one that actually works for you the most. Yeah. If it's just a pen and paper, go for it. If it's like a simple Excel sheet that I mentioned, use that one. So whatever makes easy for you to keep everything in one place. There are so many fancy tools out there, but it really doesn't have to be overcomplicating, or doesn't really need some fancy, shiny tools that everybody is using. So try to find the one that works for you best, because the aim is to unload your daily stress and pressure that the busy schedule gives us. So it hopefully won't distract your sleep as much as um, before using any of those tips. Yeah, so these are my tips for today.
Thank you so much, Ildiko, for giving us those tips. They're very, very useful. Thank you.
Thank you.